Oh, Shalom. Oh, it's lucky. I thought I had a sneeze. All right. Shalom, shalom. All right. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak, double honors to our apostles and elders, a great millstone that rule well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect out here pushing this truth and sincerity. All right, throughout for what you do, we love you. We appreciate you through the spirit of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, and Shalom to y'all. This your brother Dawa Dodd from the Great Millstone Camp in Atlanta. Lord willing to give you an edifying lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. All right, who the world ignorantly calls God. His name is Yahweh, meaning he is, or he exists, or he to be. Who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. His name is Yahweh Shai, meaning he is the savior, or he is the deliverer. All right, he saves, he delivers. All right, now if you're watching this now, you're a so-called black, Native American, or Latino man or woman, then you are a Hebrew Israelite according to the Holy Bible. All right, you would not find black, Native American, or Latino in the Bible. So you need to know who you are according to the Bible. Because certain people in the Bible was promised the covenant, glory, kingdom, and salvation. Now, if you don't look like a so-called black, Native American, or Latino, but you feel like this is the truth and it resonates with your spirit, well, then there's a good possibility that you could be a Hebrew Israelite as well. It does not matter what you look like. It does not matter what color your skin is. It only matters that your bloodline goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right, Jacob had his name later on changed to Israel. Israel in the Hebrew is Yasharallah, meaning he is the prince of the power. All right. Another read along chapter. All right. No heavy breakdowns unless it calls for it. Just reading along. All right. 2 Kings 6 verse 1. Subtitle reads the axe head recovered. All right. It says, and the sons of the prophet said unto Elisha, behold, now the place where we dwell with thee is too strait for us. Let us go, we pray thee, unto Jordan, and take thence every man a beam, and take us, and let us make us a place there where we may dwell. And he answered, go ye. And one said, be content, I pray thee, and go with thy servants. And he answered, I will go. So he went with them. And when they came to Jordan, they cut down wood. But as one was felling a beam, the axe head fell into the water. And he cried and said, alas, master, for it was borrowed. And the man of Yahweh said, Yahweh Bashmi Yashai said, where fell it? And he answered, and he shewed him the place, and he cut down a stick and cast it in thither, and the iron did swim. Therefore said he, take it up to thee. And he put out his hand and took it. So you see, more spiritual power, man. All right, so this is a good example of spiritual power, man. We're going to be able to do certain things, man. All right, that's beautiful. This is a great example. All right, this man parted the waters, right, like Moses did. You see? And now he's doing certain things that people might think is unthinkable. All right, it says the Arameans plot to capture Elisha. It says, then the king of Syria warred against Israel and took counsel with his servants, saying, in such and such a place shall be my camp. And the man of Yahweh Bashim Yashai sent unto the king of Israel, saying, beware that thou pass not such a place, for thither the Syrians are come down. And the king of Israel sent to the place which the man of Yahweh Bashim Yashai told him, and warned him of, and saved himself there, not once nor twice. Therefore the heart of the king of Syria was sore troubled for this thing, and he called his servants and said unto them, will ye not shew me which of us is for the king of Israel? And one of his servants said, none, my lord, O king, but Elisha the prophet that is in Israel telleth the king of Israel the words that thou speakest in thy bedchamber. And he said, go and spy where he is, that I may send and fetch him. And it was told him, saying, behold, he is in Dothan. Therefore sent he thither horses and chariots and a great host, and they came by night and compassed the city about. And when the servant of the man of Yahweh Bashim Yashai was risen early and gone forth, behold, an host and compassed the city, both with horses and chariots. And his servant said unto him, Alas, my master, how shall we do? And he answered, Fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them. Which is a testimony of faith, right? We know that the angels campeth around us, right? When you read Joshua 1:9, it does say, Fear not, have not I commanded thee, fear not, and be of a good courage. All right. Be not dismayed or be afraid, for the Lord is with thee, whithersoever thou goest. Roughly phrasing. Right? That's what he means by that. You know, you might have an angel over you right now just watching you, keeping everything away from you, even a damn poisonous spider. You know? I'm being, kind of, and what really, I'm not making light of it at all. It's that's the truth. I mean, we have angels commanded to watch over us that are accounted to that's accounted to each brother, man. Shoot, even in families, and even when some things happen, the angel was still there to make sure that it didn't happen worse. Be it the Lord's will. It said verse 16, and he answered, Fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them. Right? So we good to go. Even if you looking out here and you see all these demons that's gonna be against us, you gotta remember only 144,000 and 1/3 of the nation of Israel are the only ones that's gonna be saved. So a certain type of a very small minority of people are gonna be greatly, vastly outnumbered by the majority of the population that's on the whole entire planet Earth. However, that doesn't matter. That's why there's a saying: I'd rather have 10 wolves on my side than 100 sheep. You see, I'd rather be side by side with 10 wolves than 100 sheep, because the 10 wolves gonna put in the work. The sheep is they really there for smoke and mirrors. They really just there for numbers, and that's what all these people that come against us. That's what they're gonna be in that day. And that's what they are right now. That's why they keep getting proven wrong. And I can't wait until they really get proven wrong, to where it's the Lord really shows himself and they really get proven wrong to the point where it's like, no, for a fact that's the Lord, and those are the Lord's men right there. It will come. It says, and Elisha prayed and said, Lord, I pray thee, open his eyes that he may see. And the Lord opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw, and behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire round about Elisha. You see, and that's what I'm talking about. So we'll have actual angels around us, chariots around us, when these people think that they're going to be able to put their hands on us or whatever it may be. All right, and that's a beautiful. You'll see them around. You might not see them, but they're there. You see. Man, it's a beautiful. Like, you actually have to think about how this stuff is. Like, I'm trying to, like, I'm just thinking, like, put yourself there. Actually put yourself there. It's almost like it's like a movie, and that's where these movies get their inspiration from. Marvel, Capcom, whatever, these different video games and movies. They have these cinematic, these big, scenes of scenes that look just like this, and I'm trying to picture it and formulate it into my mind. You should do the same, because that's actually going to happen. This story right here, this account right here, this actually took place for real in real life. You see? Could you imagine that? Seeing all those chariots? So really, there's more of us than it is of them, man. It says, and when they came down to him, Elisha prayed unto the Lord and said, Smite this people, I pray thee, with blindness. And he smote them with blindness according to the word of Elisha. And Elisha said unto them, This is not the way, neither is this the city. Follow me, and I will bring you to the man whom ye seek. But he led them to Samaria. And it came to pass, when they were coming to Samaria, that Elisha said, Lord, open the eyes of these men, that they may see. And the Lord opened their eyes, and they saw, and behold, they were in the midst of Samaria. And the king of Israel said unto Elisha, by the way, it's just spiritual powers, by the way. It says, when he saw them, My father, shall I smite them? Shall I smite them? And he answered, Thou shalt not smite them. What if thou smite those whom thou hast taken captive with the sword and with the bow? Set bread and water before them, that they may eat and drink and go to their master. And he prepared great provision for them. And when they had eaten and drunk, he sent them away, and they went to their master. So the bands of Syria came no more into the land of Israel. So he even had mercy on them, even mercy, instead of siege of Samaria cannibalism. So it says, and it came to pass after this that Ben-Hadad, king of Syria, gathered all his hosts and went up and besieged Samaria. And there was a great famine in Samaria. And behold, they besieged it until an ass's head was sold for 80 pieces of silver, and the fourth part of a cab of a dove's dung for 5 pieces of silver, which is going to happen here. So there's not. So that's what's happening right now. Right now, you see the prices of the gas is going up. You know, gas prices through the goddamn roof. Someone said a bag of Ruffles potato chips is $8. You know, it's more than that's more. So all right. So basically, check this out. Minimum wage here right now, I believe, is in Georgia is I think seven something, right? Like 7 and some change. That's minimum wage per hour. So that means that bag of chips is worth more than your hour of your time. A bag of Ruffles original flavored chips is worth more than the minimum wage in a person's time. That's how these people view you. You see, that goddamn bag of chips it's probably really worth $1.50. You know, that's how much that bag of chips probably worth. It's probably worth $1.50, maybe $2. Let's give it $2.50 because you have to make a profit somehow. You know, you have to ship the items over, you know, and whatnot. Right, so all that stuff costs money. All this stuff costs money, you know. But $8 for a bag of chips. Come on, man. You see? It said, and it came to pass after this, that Ben-Hadad, king of Syria, gathered all his hosts and went up and besieged Samaria. And there was a great famine in Samaria. And behold, they besieged it until an ass. Oh yeah, we read all this. It says, and as the king of Israel was passing by upon the wall, they cried a woman unto him. There cried a woman unto him, saying, Help my lord, O king. And he said, If the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yashai do not help thee, when shall I help thee? Out of the barn floor, or out of the winepress? And the king said unto her, What aileth thee? And she answered, This woman said unto me, Give thy son, that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. So he boiled my son, and did eat him. And I said unto her on the next day, Give thy son, that we may eat him. And she hath hid her son. And it came to pass, when the king heard the words of the woman, that he rent his clothes, and he passed by upon the wall, and the people looked, and behold, he had sackcloth with him upon his flesh. So that's going to happen here, right? That's going to happen here. It's going to be cannibalism here in America. And it's a beautiful thing, because all you people that scoff at this truth, and you keep on talking crap to the prophets, you have children. A lot of you are women. A lot of you are single mothers. A lot of you are I don't need no man, Miss Independent boss babes. And what's going to happen to you is you're going to feel what these women here have felt in this kingdom, in this kingdom here. You see? That he said, God do so and more also to me, if the head of Elisha, the son of Shaphat, shall stand on heaven this day. But Elisha sat in his house, and the elders sat with him. And the king sent a man from before him. But ere the messenger came to him, he said to the elders, See ye how this son of a murderer hath sent to take away mine head? Look, when the messenger come, shut the door, and behold him fast at the door. Is not the sound of his master's feet behind him? And while he yet talked with them, behold, the messenger came down unto him, and he said, Behold, this evil is of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. What should I wait for the Lord any longer? All right. So now, remember, this stuff is going to happen here. All right. So we're going to continue on here in chapter 7. It says, Elisha promises food. It said, Then Elisha said, Hear ye the word of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Tomorrow about this time shall a measure of fine flour be sold for a shekel, and 2 measures of barley for a shekel, in the gate of Samaria. Then a Lord on whose hand the king leaned answered the man of Yahweh and said, Behold, if the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai should make windows in heaven, might this thing be? And he said, Behold, thou shalt see it with thine eyes, but shall not eat thereof. Yeah, because this nigga's talking shit. Right? It says 4 lepers relate Armenian's flight. So yeah, he's not going to eat of the food that's going to come that Elisha prophesied. Because they don't. The lack of faith is disturbing. Like Darth Vader said, man. So now eat your words, nigga. You feel me? It says, and there were 4 lepers men at the entering in of the gate, and they said one to another, Why sit we here until we die? If we say we will enter into the city, then the famine is in the city, and we shall die there. And if we sit there here we die also. Now therefore come and let us fall unto the host of the Syrians. If they save us alive, we shall live, and if they kill us, we shall but die. And they rose up in the twilight to go into the camp of the Syrians. And when they were come to the uttermost part of the camp of Syria, behold, there was no man there. For the Lord had made the host of the Syrians to hear a noise in the chariots and a noise of horses, even the noise of a great host. And they said one to another, Lo, the king of Israel hath hired against us the kings of the Hittites and the kings of the Egyptians to come upon us. Wherefore they arose and fled in the twilight, and left their tents and the horses and their asses, even the camp as it was, and fled for their life. And when these lepers came to the uttermost part of the camp, they went into one tent and did eat and drink, and carried thence silver and gold and raiment, and went and hid it, and came again and entered into another tent, and carried thence also, and went and hid it. Then when they said one to another, We do not well. This day is a day of good tidings, and we hold our peace. If we tarry till the morning light, some mischief will come upon us. Now therefore that we may go and tell the king's household. So they came and called unto the porter of the city, and they told them, saying, We came to the camp of the Syrians, and behold, there was no man there, neither voice of man, but horses tied and asses tied, and the tents as they were. And he called the porters, and they told it to the king's house within. And the king arose in the night and said unto his servants, I will now show you what the Syrians have done to us. They know what that we be hungry. Therefore are they gone out of the camp to hide themselves in the field, saying, When they come out of the city, we shall catch them alive and get into the city. And one of the servants answered and said, Let some take, I pray thee, 5 of the horses that remain, which are left in the city. Behold, they are as all the multitude of Israel that are left in it. Behold, I say they are even as all the multitude of the Israelites that are consumed, and let us send and see. Which actually is smart. Right? I mean, it's strategy, you don't want to fall into a trap, you know what I mean? A Trojan horse, so to speak. It says, They took therefore 2 chariot horses, and king sent after the host, and the king sent after the host of the Syrians, saying, Go and see. The promise fulfilled. It says, And they went after them unto Jordan, and lo, all the way was full of garments and vessels, which the Syrians had cast away in their haste. And the messengers returned told the king, and the people went out and spoiled the tents of the Syrians. So a measure of fine flour was sold for a shekel, and 2 measures of barley for a shekel, according to the word of the Lord. And the king appointed the Lord on whose hand he leaned to have the charge of the gate, and the It says, And the king appointed the Lord of whose hand he leaned to have the charge of the gate. And the people trode upon him in the gate, and he died, as the man of Yahweh had said, who spake when the king came down to him. And it came to pass, as the man of God had spoken to the king, saying, 2 measures of barley for a shekel, and a measure of fine flour for a shekel, shall be tomorrow about this time in the gate of Samaria. And that the Lord answered the man of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai and said, Now behold, if the Lord should make windows in heaven, might such a thing be? And he said, Behold, thou shalt see it with thine eyes, but shalt not eat thereof. And so it fell out unto him, for the people trode upon him in the gate, and he died. So that's for popping shit. So the Lord will kill you for talking shit to his prophets, you see? So, and there's plenty of accounts of that, man. So you got that, right? You got the man who cursed out King David. You see? Yeah, we just read, was it a couple chapters ago? Go up thy bald head, go up thy bald head. Those kids, right? And those 2 she bears that killed 42 kids, man. You see? 42 children. That says a lot, man. So he'll even kill kids, you know? But hey, I digress, man. I don't want to, get flagged. But hey, man, look, certain things, hey, look, that's why you keep your mouth shut. You humble yourself, man. Understand that this is the truth, man. You see? We got these accounts to verify, our faith and whatnot. You see things happening all the time, man. You don't think men have been put to death by the Lord for coming against his truth, man? And coming against his prophets? Yeah, plenty of times, man. But Lord willing, he was edified. I want to end it off by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bashem, El Shai, Bashem, Kadash, the bonus to the apostles, elders of great mills, and every well, peace and blessings, and shalom.